Hey guys, what is up? Hope you guys are all doing well. Now, before we transition into character and present you guys with the meat and potatoes here of this video, we come at you guys out of character to deliver to you guys kind of like an apology. Now, the reason why we're apologizing is due to the lateness here of this video. We actually shot the video a few days ago, but there was a lot of technical difficulties that followed through after we finished shooting it. The audio did not save, and the file was corrupt, so we weren't going to present you guys with a really like bad presentation of what it is that we're going to be presenting to you guys in this video here. So in combination of that, with the technical difficulties, we also were doing a lot of live streaming for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee on our main channel. So there's that as well, taking up a lot of time away from this project here. But I always say better late than never, and no time like the present. So I do hope that you guys accept my apology. And I also hope that you guys do enjoy this video. This presentation that you're about to see, Jason worked really hard on it. So hopefully you guys do enjoy his work, with the PowerPoint and all that stuff. His edits are really nice. And big shout out to you, my friend. Thank you very much for all that stuff, bro. That's why we're doing this video. We're not going to let this go to waste. And I do hope you enjoy it. Enjoy the show. And with that being said, finally, let's get into character. Let's have a little fun with the Heatran guide. Hey, what's going on, guys? It is go time with Mega Crasher and
Cosmo.
And we want to welcome you guys back to a brand new video. Now, this is a video that has been a long overdue. And once again, we'd like to apologize from the bottom of our crazy hearts, but we guarantee you will not be disappointed with this video, you will not be disappointed with this guide, you will not be disappointed with Heatran, because we're here to present you guys with all that fun stuff here in this. It's actually just no ordinary guide, hell to the no. It is a very detailed, comprehensive guide of everything that you need to know about Heatran. Now, the thing is that Heatran started out as the new level 5 raid boss in Pokemon Go on the 18th of December, if I do recall, and it is going to be in the game as the level 5 raid boss until the 15th of January, if I do recall. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I know that by now, you Pokemon Go players have had some experience with battling Heatran. But for those of you guys that don't, well, see, this is a video for you, baby, because we got all the good stuff jam-packed into this juicy sandwich we call a Heatran guide video. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get underway. Now, Heatran is a very unique Pokemon because it's got the fire and steel typing. You want to tell the audience what this typing is all about, baby? Like, this is a very amazing typing.
It has tons of resistances, and as you'll see later, and not a lot of weaknesses.
Nope. However, I will say that the weaknesses that it does have, especially one certain weakness, is very exploitable to the point where if you have just the right Pokemon, it can actually be duoed, meaning two players can actually beat this thing.
We'll talk about that later.
We will talk about that in just a little bit. I'm jumping ahead of myself, man. I'm so excited for this video. Now, see, here's the thing, is that we actually have ourselves some figures for you guys to take note of, to commit to memory if you guys are looking for the elusive 100% IV Heatran. So, first things first, we actually have ourselves a pretty unique situation here, because at level 25, the way that it gets boosted by the weather to level 25 is sunny for fire and snow for steel. Like, that is...
I'd say they are like opposing weathers.
Yeah.
I mean, other than sunny and rainy.
Yeah, like, this is actually a very, like, interesting sort of scenario. So, I mean, I just thought we'd put that out there for you guys. But coming up next, guys, take a look at these figures. If you guys want to have the 100% IV Heatran, then commit these two figures to memory. If you are looking for a non-weather boosted Heatran, well, see, here's the thing, is that the number that you are looking for is 2145. And if it's weather boosted at level 25, it is going to be 2681. So be sure to commit those two figures to memory, because Heatran is actually, it's actually a really, like, interesting Pokemon. I think it's pretty cool. Like, it's got a really cool design, got really cool typing, but with that being said, it's time to move on to more things that's cool about it.
Yep.
Woo! Such as this, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at the stats. First things first, we take a look at the attack. The attack is at a very astonishing 251 with a ranking of 25, so that's, got a
rather
pretty high ranking, if I do say so myself, man. We got a defense of 213 with an overall ranking of 37, and stamina with a base 209 with an overall rating of 73. What I really like about these stats, guys, is the fact that, even though the lowest stat is 209, like, the stats are actually fairly well balanced. Like, what do you think?
All of them break past the 200 mark.
So, I mean, this Pokemon right here ain't exactly messing around when it comes to its stats, you know what I'm saying? Now, see, here's the thing, guys, is that if we go ahead and we move on to its moves. So, the fast moves that we got going on here is...
Fire Spin
and
Bug Bite.
Bug Bite?
Yep.
Bug Bite? But it's not even a bug! How could it have Bug Bite? Like, that's just so strange.
Got teeth.
I guess.
They have teeth.
And to be honest with you, it kind of does remind me a little bit of a beetle. Just a bit.
Yeah.
Just a bit. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the fast moves that we got is Fire Spin and Bug Bite. I highly recommend Fire Spin, and we'll tell you guys why in a moment here. But we go to the charge moves here. We got Fire Blast, we got Iron Head, and we got Stone Edge, baby! Woo! Now, here's the thing, guys, is out of all of these moves right here, you're gonna want to run Fire Spin and Fire Blast. Not only are they both stab, but see, Fire Spin, I believe, is actually the best fire type fast move that there is. And Fire Blast, well, I mean...
It's not exactly the best, but it's the best...
it's the best that Heatran has to offer. Yeah. I mean, you could go for something like Iron Head if you want to have Steel stab, but the thing is that, like...
Fire and Steel don't exactly have the same combined type coverage.
Yeah. And not to mention also, if you want to have an effective Steel type attacker, look no further than freaking Metagross with Meteor Mash, baby! That shit is OP. It even outpaces Dialga, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
That's broken. Now, here's the thing. You can go for Stone... Like, Stone Edge is actually a pretty good move. It's a really good alternative.
For things like Articuno?
Yes. Articuno, you know, any flying types, any bug types, and things like that. Ice types as well, but see, here's the thing, is that Stone Edge also hits really fast. Even though it does take a while to charge up with Fire Spin because it's a 1-bar charge move, Stone Edge is a really good alternative, given the fact that also Fire and Rock coverage is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good, but overall, ladies and gentlemen, we do recommend that you run Fire Spin and Fire Blast for that really solid and sweet, sweet, sweet Fire type stab. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's move on. Alright, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually going to be talking about the typing itself of Fire and Steel. And you ready for this, man?
Yeah.
Are you absolutely ready? I don't know if y'all are ready for this shiznickel right here, because get this, guys. You want to take a look at this. That is a lot of resistances. You got a total of 10 resistances, and 6 of those resistances happen to be double resistances. Okay, yeah. You got Dragon, Flying, Normal, and Psychic, and the double resistances you got to Bug, Fairy, Grass, Ice, Poison, and Steel. Now, actually, fun little tidbit of information, ladies and gentlemen. In the main series game, Poison is actually immune against Steel, meaning that Steel takes no damage to Poison moves whatsoever.
Steel is immune to Poison.
Yeah, like, I'm saying immune against, like, meaning that if you were to use, like, say, Sludge Bomb or something like that against a Poison type, or against a Steel type, it would take no damage. Yeah. Like, that's just absolutely ridiculous, man. So, we highly recommend you do not go at Heatran with these move types. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah, no Metagross against Heatran.
Metagross is good. Meteor Mash Metagross is even better, man. But this is one of the very few instances where I highly advise against using Meteor Mash Metagross. Because Heatran is just... It's not a Pokemon that you really want to mess around with, kind of thing, especially with moves like that and all that. Now, here's the thing, is that no type combination comes without weaknesses, because we actually have ourselves 3 very common weaknesses, that being to fighting, water, and a double weakness to ground, ladies and gentlemen. You smell that? I'm smelling Groudon.
Yeah.
I'm smelling the likes of... Rhyperior. I'm smelling the likes of Swampert. Yeah. Here's the thing, is that you want to take full advantage of the fact that it's got a 4 times weakness to ground, guys. So, I mean, we're going to go over, you know, the counters and all that stuff in a moment here, but my advice to you guys is crank on the ground type coverage, okay? Crank it on, man. Even if it's not stab, it's going to hurt Heatran a hell of a lot, okay? And I just gotta say, man, you know, after some experience with battling with Heatran with you, we can confirm that the thing folds pretty quickly to ground type moves, like without a doubt.
But don't worry if you don't have ground type coverage.
That's right.
Ground type moves, it can It can go down to other counters.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Fighting in water, it's also weak to that too.
We'll be covering that in a moment.
Yes, we will. As a matter of fact, why don't we make that moment right now, baby?
Yeah.
Woo! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so now let's get into the juicy steak portion here of this video. We already went through the potatoes and the carrots and the peas and all that stuff. A little bit of hamburger meat, but now we have ourselves the juicy steak. And here I am talking like a chef. Damn, I'm actually kind of getting a bit hungry, if you ask me.
Hungry.
We gotta go to the gym after this. But anyways, guys, we have ourselves the counters and what you should use portion here of this video versus Heatran. And one Pokemon that comes off the top of my head is none other than...
Articuno.
Excuse me?
What if it has Bug Bite?
Are you trying to lose? Are you serious right now?
Articuno is so cool.
You want to know what else is cool? Me tipping you over. And anyways, forget about that. Do not use Articuno unless you want to piss off the people that you're raiding with, man. Like, the thing is that what's wrong with you?
Let's continue.
Okay. Noogie. Anyways, guys, in all seriousness, we have ourselves quite the amount of interesting counters here. So, first things first, we have Groudon. We have the OG of ground-type Pokemon, okay? We got Mudshot and Earthquake. You cannot go wrong with that, okay?
With full ground moves.
Yeah. And with a crazy high, like, stat distribution as well, man.
Yeah.
Groudon is the Pokemon to use, okay? Now, of course, if you don't have Groudon or you don't have good Groudons or something like that, there are alternatives.
Yeah. Or if you started playing after Groudon was released.
Yep. There are other alternatives such as Mudshot, Earthquake, Swampert, baby. Now, the thing is with Mudshot and Earthquake Swampert is that this Pokemon is actually fairly bulky, so it can take hits when you absolutely need it to. And fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, is that with the exception of Bug Bite, of course, this Pokemon resists all of Heatran's moves. Fire Blast, forget about it. Iron Head, forget about it. Stone Edge, forget about it. Like, this Pokemon right here is actually really good. Too. And yeah, like Fire Spin, that's obviously a no-brainer right there, man. Is that this Pokemon right here plays no games. If you do not have Mudshot, Earthquake on the likes of Groudon, if you don't have Groudon, period, that's quite okay, because Swampert's your boy. Swampert is your OG. It is a non-legendary OG, and it's definitely a Pokemon that you should be using up in this. Now, if for whatever reason you are not able to farm for Mudkip Candy to get yourself a good Swampert, there are alternatives, such as...
Rhyperior.
Yeah. And here's the thing, is that Mudslap and Earthquake on Rhyperior, man, like, this Pokemon is ridiculously good. This Pokemon is ridiculously strong, it's ridiculously bulky, and it can take hits for days, although it does have to watch out for Iron Head. And here's the thing, is that it takes Fire Blast like it's no one's business, it takes Stone Edge like it's no one's business, it takes Fire Spin like it's no one's business, and, well, see, Bug Bite is just like little termites nipping at its feet. It's not going to really be that big a deal, you know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, I will say that something that works against Rhyperior, simply put, Sinnoh Stones. Those are hard to get, but with the introduction of PvP, I'd say they're a little bit easier to get.
A little? Just a little.
Yeah, just a little bit. But here's the thing, is that nonetheless, they're still very, very hard to get. But see, here's the thing, though, guys, is if you don't have access to Groudon, if you don't have access to Swampert, if you don't have access to Rhyperior, that's quite alright, because we actually have ourselves another alternative for you, such as... Kyogre, baby! Woo! And I gotta say, I really love using Kyogre. Kyogre is a very special Pokemon. I mean, hell, I got 200% and a 96% shiny up in this on my main, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you're the master of Groudon. I mean, how many Hundos do you have?
2.
2 Hundo Groudons, man. Now, we have ourselves Waterfall and Hydro Pump because that's actually the best moveset to go at Heatran with. And the thing is,
to mention, it also resists Fire Spin,
Fire Blast, and Iron Head. You do have to watch out for Stone Edge though, because that hits fast and it hits hard. But see, here's the thing, is that like Groudon, Kyogre has a really good stat distribution. It's got a really good bulk, so definitely do not sweat it, because Kyogre will not let you down. This Pokemon right here with a combination of Waterfall and Hydro Pump, really good stab. It's gonna hurt a lot, definitely a lot. But see, here's the thing, is that if you don't have access to Groudon, if you don't have access to Swampert, if you don't have access to Rhyperior, and
or
if
the Sinnoh
you,
Stone.
or the Sinnoh Stones, and if you don't have access to the likes of Kyogre, that's quite alright. We actually have ourselves an alternative, such as Rhydon! Now, you know that there's a Pokemon that is badass enough that it can actually be introduced, and it's a Pokemon that's not even fully evolved yet.
Yeah.
That says a lot about that Pokemon. That says a lot about Rhydon too, man. And the thing is about this Pokemon right here is that this Pokemon actually has a really good stat distribution as well. Sure, yeah. Rhyperior obviously is the better of the two because you know, it's evolved form and all that stuff. But the thing is, man,
Sinnoh Stones are not easy to come by.
that's right, man. And if you weren't around during the Groudon era, during the Kyogre era, or for whatever reason you don't have Swamperts by now and all that stuff, we have ourselves Rhydon here as a really good pick, because this Pokemon not only is it's really high naturally CP-wise, but the stats that this Pokemon has is unbelievable for a second stage evolution, right?
Yeah.
Mud Slap and Earthquake is definitely the way to go. And I also gotta say, man, is that if you don't have access to these 5 Pokemon, you know, these 5 Pokemon, even though they're the best of the best when it comes to what you should use against Heatran, there are other alternatives. And we're actually gonna give you guys some honorable mentions, such as the likes of Blaziken, because of the fact that it does get access to the likes of Counter and Focus Blast, which are both fighting type moves, and Heatran happens to be weak to fighting type moves. We also got Golem. Golem is a rock and ground type Pokemon.
It's very accessible.
Very accessible.
Very easy to find.
Yep. And the thing is also, it's got access to the likes of Mud Slap and Earthquake, which means that, yeah, that's ground type coverage right there. And it's like I said, any Pokemon that has access to ground type coverage is pretty much a must-have on your Heatran team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we also have the likes of Flygon. Flygon as well is actually really good. It's got access to Earthquake.
It's got good attack.
Yes, it does. And not to mention good typing as well of
Yeah.
Ground and Dragon. So that means it's going to be resisting Stone Edge. It's going to be resisting his fire moves. So, you know, it's going to be a fairly decent check to the likes of Heatran. But see, here's the thing also, is we have Machamp. Machamp is a really good fighting type Pokemon that this Pokemon just shows no mercy.
It's accessible, and
Yep.
you should already have a Machamp by now.
Yes.
If you do raids regularly.
Absolutely, man. Like
Take
Machamp.
down gyms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Machamp is one of the premium go-to Pokemon when it comes to
It's very
overall
versatile.
offense. Yes, very versatile, you know.
It's not the best in terms of damage, but
Yeah.
it's very versatile and accessible.
Like, obviously, it's not going to compare to the likes of, you know, Groudon or, you know, Rhyperior and
Yeah.
things like that. But the thing is that, like, it's got fighting type coverage. You know, Counter and Dynamic Punch, they're very spammable and very quick to get off, right?
Because when we say good counters, we are taking accessibility in mind too.
Yes, we are. And the thing is that, you know, Groudon, you know, had its era. Kyogre had its era. I don't know when they're going to be coming back. So here's the thing, is that's why we're listing off all these other Pokemon for you guys, because we're taking a whole bunch of factors in consideration. We're, you know, not just taking, you know, overall DPS and total damage overall, but we're looking at accessibility and just a whole bunch of really just... Yeah, and bulk as well. We're taking a whole bunch of factors into consideration.
To be honest, Flygon is actually does more damage to, let's say, Kyogre. But Kyogre is more bulky, that's why we decided to put Kyogre.
That's right.
Recommended.
Kyogre is a really bulky Pokemon, and speaking of Kyogre being a water type, the last Pokemon that we actually recommend, kind of like as an honorable mention, would be Gyarados.
Yeah.
With the combination of Waterfall and Hydro Pump as well, sure, it's gonna obviously pale in comparison to the likes of Kyogre in terms of like stats, in terms of just pretty much everything. Gyarados is something that you shouldn't ignore.
It has a good attack stat.
Yes,
and
it does.
It has good water type attacks.
Yes, it does. It's a really good Pokemon that you should not ignore, right? And see, overall Heatran, you know, Heatran is a
watch out
Pokemon.
for Stone Age.
Yeah. Overall, Heatran is a really... It's not a scary Pokemon. Sure, it's badass, it's cool looking and all that stuff, but it falls flat pretty quickly if you know what you're doing, right? So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's now go ahead and conclude this
Yeah.
video. Unless you have anything else you want to say.
That's all.
Yeah?
Yes.
So, we want to say thank you guys so very much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed the overall guides of Heatran with its stats, movesets, counters, and more, then make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. I do want to apologize that we haven't exactly been uploading a lot of Pokemon Go content here on this channel. We should really be doing that a lot more, but we've been doing a lot of live streaming on our main channel.
We should totally check out.
Yes, you should totally check out our live streams. A lot of crazy moments and all that stuff, a lot of crazy reactions.
Chinese?
Yes, things get a little bit crazy and a little bit loud there. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys made it to the end here of this video. We say thank you guys so very much. So, thank you, and don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you guys want to keep in the loop of the content that I make for you. And thank you guys so much for the support. So, with that being said, have yourself a good day, and we'll see you next upload!